So this thing that Lord of Worries said about the Oba demanding some robo slaves for sacrifice. So some people might hear that part and say, well, Shakiri man is agenda and it's a lie, blah, blah, blah. It never happened. But it happened though. And I'm going to read you an excerpt from a work titled Slavery and Emancipation in Benin, 1897 to 1945 by Philip Igbafe. So Philip Igbafe is not a Yoruba man. Philip Igbafe is not an Ishekiri man. So in case some people want to come and say, oh, so you people are doing an agenda, you're writing rubbish. All these things is not happening. Philip Igbafe is an Edo man. Okay. So it's not Yoruba, it's not Ishekiri. This is what I'm just going to read the relevant part of that work because it's a book. You can go and read it. It's available to the public. So just describing different occasions in which, sacrifices of people. I mean, it was a rampant practice anyway. But I'm just going to read it. The other part. It says, a second occasion for the sacrifice of slaves was at the annual bead ceremony. So what he is describing here is describing an event called the what's it called? Oh, the Ugie. Yeah. So Ivie are beads, the Ugie is the event or celebration. So it's an annual bead ceremony where the beads of the Oba is washed in the blood of slaves. But anyways, let me read that part. All the king's beads. Okay, no, let me go back a little bit. The annual bead ceremony usually performed at the end of the rainy season. All the king's beads were collected and a kneeling slave was struck on the head by the Oba. So the Oba would be the one to... So what is it saying here? That the Oba go himself. Yeah. Is the one that would actually... Hey. So it wouldn't be done by an attendant or an aide or a chief priest or anybody. The Oba himself would become that chief priest. So the Oba himself would be the one to actually unalive that slave that is kneeling. The slave will be kneeling over the beads and the Oba will be the one to... Yeah. So, where was I? Yeah, so the kneeling slave was struck on the head by the Oba, so that the slave...
somebody wrote in the comment that it is you, but your name is Philip Igbafe. You are the one who wrote it, so you are lying.
Yes, my name is Philip Igbafe. Next. Where was I? I am Philip Igbafe Olukumi. Yeah. The slave was struck on the head by the Oba so that the slave's blood ran over the beads. The accompanying prayer was that the bead spirit would give the Oba wisdom and save him from the harmful effect of any charms directed at him. So this Ugevie is something that is still done actually, but of course, don't let me say what I don't know. I don't know if they still buy people or not though, because only God knows. Yeah. That the bead spirit would give the Oba wisdom and save him from the harmful effect of any charms directed against him. The slave was supposed to carry this supplication to the bead spirit in the next world. That's in Erime. That's in their honor. In the spirit world, when he was finally beheaded. So, which was that beheading is the final part that the Oba carries out. The Oba beheads the slave. In the same way, human sacrifices were carried out to propitiate the rain and sun gods. If in any year there was either too much rain or sun or too little,
so somebody said that their ears work intermittently. That sometimes they hear, sometimes they don't hear. That they did not hear when you give the reference to the paper.
Oh,
of course, I know they heard. They are just coping. Yeah. Now. They can't escape now.
It's called slavery.
Remove your finger from your ear now. Remove your finger.
So this is a work from 1975, by the way. It's called Slavery and Emancipation in Benin, 1897 to 1945 by Philip A. Igbafe. Again, Slavery and Emancipation in Benin, 1897 to 1945 by Philip A. Igbafe. So you can go to page 409 to 429. You see everything. 21 pages. You see everything I'm reading there. Second 1975 Philip.
So what page are you reading at the moment? From?
So the page I'm reading at the moment is page 411.
Got it. So there's no excuse anymore.
11.
All
So
right,
you can go there right now and follow that paper with me. You can actually go now. See,
Aside from
that paper now, you can actually go there and be following it with me.
Igbafe is a Benin man and also a professor of history.
A lady on the comment say, because me, I be Benin girl, and I have never had this from, I think she mean from her mom. I think your mom needs to tell you history. You need to go back home.
You don't need to. I'm a Benin girl. I have not had this. I have not had that.
So what
well, you don't know everything.
What's your mom?
Yeah. So what is my audience like? Am I supposed to assume that you know every single bit and piece of what happened in Benin? Like, of course not.
If you know
especially
everything,
some parts that they may actually be. Yeah, especially some parts that your mom may be especially reluctant to tell you about. So yeah.
But sometimes she would even lie to you about it because they lie in that Benin.
Exactly. So where was I? Okay. In any year, there was if there was either too much rain or sun was too little, as this affected the crops and threatened the kingdom with famine. Sir Ralph Moore reported in 1897 that this is the bad Lord of Worry talked about, that even after the capture of Benin City by the British, so incomprehensible to the Oba was his surrender, deposition, and his changed circumstances, that from his jail, he asked for permission to send people to Benin waterside to catch some Urobo slaves for sacrifice, as the rains were falling too incessantly for the good of the people and their crops. Hey!
Let me read the original letter where Moore wrote that.
Okay, you can read the original letter, but like I think the reference is also here too, because there's an insert where he actually referenced the letter from Moore to Salisbury.
Before they take his agenda.
Hey Joe, I have a copy. I've put the reference and
if you have the original letter, go, Mr. Remy, you can read it. Please read it.
So I want to read from the original
1 second.
letter.
If you are in the audience, I've put the name of the author, the title, the page, and the year and the specific page you are reading. Please copy and repost into the comment. Flood them so that they can't lie to themselves anymore. Flood the comment. Thank you.
So insert number 203, Consul General Sir R. Moore to the Marquis of Salisbury, Old Calabar, October 1897. My Lord. So he went into a lot of things, but then let me go to that section on that water side. Number 5 said, with regard to the king, it will be seen in the copy of proceedings sent that every chance was given him, and that he eventually made an attempt to run away, which, had it been successful, would have led to serious trouble. I would submit to your lordship that there are no other cause except to deport him from territories, and I am convinced that the power of his juju is such that it will be dangerous to ever allow him to return. So let me go to that relevance. The king himself was so incapable of grasping the position of change in his affairs and those of his country that while in the guard room in Benin City, he suggested that as the weather has been very wet and depressing for the previous 3 weeks, he should be allowed to send and catch a waterside sober man to bring him to the city and sacrifice him that the rains might be stopped. Do you want me to?
So these people were just there for the picking, like whenever they needed
people. Just go and catch them for me.
Just catch one.
Anytime the god of rain needs to drink blood, Urobos are just there to save that.
Yeah, just like anytime we want to do, just go there. You go to close to the river. You see.
Wait, the way they describe Urobo like cow, like go and
just
carry one cow. Let's use it for party. Oh my!
Pick them for me, and we can sacrifice.
They
I
also
go
come
read
from
them again. Let me read
what kind of
again.
cruel,
That
which kind of thing be this one?
that place suits me. Let me read it
The funny
again.
part, okay.
Hey,
Please
George,
read it again, please.
indulge me. The king himself was so incapable of grasping the position of change in his affairs and those of his country that while in the guard room in Benin City, so they lock him up, they lock this guy up. He suggested that as the rain had been very wet and depressing for the previous 3 weeks, he should be allowed to send. Again, he should be allowed to send and catch, the way you catch goats, and catch a waterside sober man to bring him to the city and sacrifice him that the rains might be stopped. That's what. Just go and catch the man for me. That's how he